It's the heavy armor KWG that focuses on making sure that you can't use your armor and shields. It is KWG04 Titan Beetle, with a kit of Deathlock, Double Sword, Biped Legs, and the leg ability of Captor, which buffs heat and cool of equipped parts across the build if the target is unable to defend. Now, with him being a spotlight, it means he is available at pretty much any given time in any banner, which means he is someone that you can very easily rely on across the board, with his very high base armor and his high base damage, which honestly he complements himself relatively well with very little assistance from the outside or any other allies. Deathlock is an ailment-based skill and arguably one of the best of the bunch, as what it does is inflict no dodge and no defend on the enemy, and also debuff their heat and cool skills by 25%, basically guaranteeing that all hits not only will land, but also will be critical hits on top of that, making that particular enemy a sitting duck and a very easy picking for anyone to come behind and finish the job with a very heavy nuke skill within 1 to 2 turns, and you're down one enemy on the field. Right and left arm of sword also are very balanced and conventional sword melee attacks, both of which with no major drawback or weakness in this case, meaning that they are very balanced, very conventional, and the fact that neither of them are heavy means that you can use them just about anywhere very reliably, also with very solid base armor and very solid base power. Even though his legs definitely aren't packing all of the speed in this case, this is honestly something that Titan Beetle is able to take in stride, especially given that his leg ability of Captor actually does allow him to go just a little bit faster once he does inflict that deathlock on an opponent, as it does inflict the no defend, meaning that he is able to basically pick foes off on his own and more or less serve as kind of like a one-bot army in some cases, as long as he is able to hold his own without anything majorly punishing him, depending on who the opponent might be. As a pure set score across the board, I do have to rate him very solidly at a 7 out of 10. Very good armor, very good base power, pretty solid other stats across the board too, and even by himself, he's able to cover most of his weaknesses pretty reliably with very little help or assistance from outside support, say for instance an ally on the field with a support skill or anyone else kind of next to him. As mixed parts, on the other hand, I do have to rate him a little higher at an 8 out of 10, given that Deathlock, even though it is a heavy part in this case for Titan Beetle, is something that he can use very reliably just about anywhere, and fit in just about any team that needs an ailment that can make the job of the nuker a lot easier with the no dodge and the no event to buy in those extra turns to pick off the enemy very easily and with very little effort, if at that. And then of course, like I mentioned, with both of his arms being basic sword, means you have ultimate flexibility to use either arm as a basic sword just about anywhere and have that nice coverage and balance across the board no matter how you use him or what you choose to use him with.